West Pullman, where a woman is recovering in the hospital after police say she was shot in both legs. Take a look. You can see more than a dozen evidence markers on the ground near 116th and Racine. That's where police say the 31-year-old woman was standing around 10 o'clock last night when someone shot her. She is in good condition, but no one has been arrested. And jury selection is expected to begin today in the trial of former Illinois House Speaker Mike Madigan. Yesterday, potential jurors filled out a questionnaire. Madigan is facing federal bribery charges for a racketeering and conspiracy scheme. Prosecutors say the alleged scheme involved multiple businesses, including ComEd, who paid for their loyalty to Madigan. Joining me now is investigative reporter Ray Long, who might know this case better than anyone else, or almost anyone else. We really appreciate you being here.
Always good to be here with you, Dana.
Thank you, Ray. You know, I know that you've been covering politics in our state, our city, et cetera, for decades now. You, for the Chicago Tribune, you literally wrote a book about Mike Madigan titled The House That Madigan Built, right?
True.
So, the record run of the Velvet Hammer. I want to add that because what does the Velvet Hammer mean, and does that have any ties to what he's being charged with now?
Well, that's a great question. He long ago got that nickname, and it was basically because he could pound people down over a persistent long time, maybe subtly, but maybe hard when he had to drop the hammer.
And maybe
too.
Quietly.
Quietly,
you know?
absolutely.
Right, yeah.
And, you know, it's the quiet behind-the-scenes things that he's being charged with now, and that goes back to your question.
Yeah, and it's, you know, and this is a case that goes back to my memory, what, about 14 years now, according to the filing? Yeah,
it started out 2011, and they started tracking the ComEd negotiations of various times for various big lucrative bills that ComEd got through. And during that period, they alleged, the prosecutors obviously allege, that he was also stuffing some of his allies onto ComEd's payroll for jobs that didn't require much work.
Yeah, and did that quietly. No hammer, maybe, but that was all done behind the scenes, allegedly. Right. I know you've covered a lot of politicians who have ended up in prison. You know, we have from former Alderman Ed Burke to former governors Rod Blagojevich and George Ryan, but you've said that this case is one of the biggest. So what is different about the Madigan case?
Well, one of the things is that guys like George Ryan, Rod Blagojevich, even Ed Burke were pretty well known as fast and loose at various degrees, right? And Madigan was never viewed like that. He was a guy who held things close to his vest.
Yeah, he didn't have a cell phone, right?
Right, not his own. He used others. So if you had a cell phone, he might use yours. But the difference is he also kind of held this image there that he was very careful about everything he did. So this is a guy who is viewed much differently in the political world than the others who go down for crimes that people might think that they were involved in all along.
You know, so, there had been talk over the years, speculation, if you will, about some of the former speaker's dealings. This is taking a step backwards before we go forwards. Were you surprised initially when he was indicted?
I think I wasn't when it finally got indicted because we'd been tracking it so closely. But the idea that he was actually caught was a stunner. And so, and the allegations, of course, are so broad that they really kind of rocked not only Chicago, but the Capitol in Springfield.
Right. Too. You know, you have written about, we have discussed the so-called culture of corruption in Illinois politics, right? You know, now we have this big trial. But many people thought that, for instance, when former Governor Blagojevich was convicted and sent to prison, sentenced to 12 years, too, for similar charges, that might actually be a deterrent. But yet, since then, we've seen some major convictions, like former Alderman Ed Burke. Do you think this will be a deterrent in any way, whether he is found guilty or not?
Well, if they can define the lines of where they cross the line for basic legal and illegal, it will help, but it's unclear whether that will actually do anything. And a lot of people think, I'll never get caught, so I'm just smarter than everybody else.
That is some political hubris, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But a lot of that goes on here in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wonder if it'll ever end. Okay, Chicago Tribune investigative reporter, author, really great, brilliant political mind, Ray Long. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope that we can check in with you throughout the trial.
Oh, it sounds great.
That would be really wonderful. We'd appreciate that. Okay, thank you. Well,